Today we're going to teach you how to eat like a champion. So tap that little like button, hit the subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into another Time to Thrive live.
There we go. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
So today we were going to talk about how to eat like a champion. I did want to put a disclaimer out there that this is not a video to make anyone feel like guilty or bad about their, decisions. That this is just sort of more like an empowerment and guide to sort of, if you are in a position, because like it is quite privileged, right? We pay with our pound, and that it is, a lot of people don't have the privilege to be able to eat like a champion, and that just is their life. But that, if this is something that you would be interested in, helping better our world and, be a kind person to humans and eat delicious food, then this video could be really helpful.
Absolutely, this is it. It's just giving people the information that they might not have known about before, or the things to look out for in the future to help them make better choices if they wanted to spend their money in that way. So yeah, I think that's a good reason to point that out.
Yeah, that this is not us just being, you need to do better kind of thing. It's more just putting the awareness out there. So do you want to introduce yourself first of all?
Yeah, so I am Siobhan and I have a master's in food security. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this topic today, is because I learned quite a few bits of information during my master's that I felt were quite important. And I just wish an awful lot more people knew about it. But it's kind of hard to get that information out there, and for various reasons. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this talk today, so that I could take little snippets of that information and help translate that into everyday life for people. So whether that's telling them, what kind of products that I like myself that they can go and check out, or keywords that they can use themselves so they can look out for those if they're purchasing certain products or brands. And then that'll sort of give them an indication as to the type of quality or brand that they're supporting. So yeah, that's basically the key reason why I wanted to do this little talk today.
Yeah, and I think it is because your degree is such like a niche area. Like I don't know anyone else who's done that degree in particular. It's not something that you hear a lot about. So I do think it's very interesting, and a lot of other people will find it very, useful what you have gained from that, and yeah, what you can then like enrich us all with. Because I'm interested to know, like your tips as well, because like we can obviously all do a little bit better, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I can dive straight in and sort of talk about what I first learned, and then how I used that through the previous years to help guide me make better choices as well.
Yeah, really from like a complete novice, who doesn't have really a clue about, what they're spending their money on, how do you sort of get started into eating more like a champion?
Yeah, so it all started when I was focusing in the area of child growth and stunting in Africa. And this sort of comes about because their food system is slightly lower quality than our own. It isn't as well regulated as places in like the UK or Europe.
Yeah.
And they grow an awful lot of crops over there that we can't here. So we import an awful lot of our food from over there. Sort of the key ones that we'll sort of look at today would be things like chocolate, because of the cacao bean, which is where chocolate comes from, and things like peanut butter or other nuts for nut butter. And one of the areas that I was studying was child growth. And this had to do with the types of food that they were weaned onto and then they grew up with. And it all started with us looking into things like peanuts, which obviously go into peanut butter. And sometimes because of the growth conditions in certain places of Africa, it's quite hard to control the humidity and the temperatures over there, and obviously where these crops are grown. So contamination can happen. When that happens, it can lead to the formation of mold and then the production of toxins. And obviously those things can be, sifted for further down the line and sort of checked for. And that's what happens when we get the final product. It's already been checked and tested and it's safe for us to consume, very minimal amounts on it. But the thing is that we get the best of those crops because we're quite privileged in a way. And when the rest of those crops have to be sort of thrown away or they can't be used, some of the families in these not well off to do areas end up having to try and consume some of these foods, or the ones that they don't think are as bad. And sometimes, you know, you may not see visible contamination on the crops, but sometimes there can be like little micro amounts there. This sort of, you know, builds up throughout the diet over a few years, and it can lead to things like growth issues, which is kind of the reason why some of them have issues with growth over there. And this just made me really sad. And people have been trying to deal with this over the past few years, particularly brands have been trying to work with their suppliers to try and give them the best equipment that they might need to take care of the crops better. And also, if you pay them a better wage, then they're getting more profit and they can then feed their families better. So they aren't forced to rely on these crops that aren't as safe as what we would preferably want them to be. So that's the crux of the issue, basically. One of the other crops is the cacao bean, which it can happen in as well. And this is why I like certain brands that really work with their suppliers, and they try to work with any of their farmers out there and give them not just the fair trade wage, but over and above that. So that's another reason why one of the fair trade wages has come in, because, you know, chocolate products have skyrocketed in the past few years. So obviously certain organizational bodies brought in the fair trade agreement. But that sometimes still isn't enough. So I really like the way certain brands are now starting to focus on paying over and above that, so that they're really taking an interest in their suppliers, their farmers, they're looking after them. And not only that, but they're developing the most amazing products. And it's up to us to try and help support them so they can help support the farmers. And we do that by supporting these brands and buying the products. So that's sort of the overall broad picture there.
And it's not as if by buying these products that we're going to talk about and these brands that it's in any way less delicious chocolate. In many ways, it's probably even more delicious because, you know, like it's actually, you know, by eating it, you are supporting such a good cause. And it's like really the best quality that they have, you know, sourced, because they're so, you know, just involved in that whole like bean to bar process and making sure that everyone's treated well along the way. So, you know, you feel like you're doing a good thing eating your chocolate, like even better than chocolate already makes you feel. It's, you know the journey that that's been on. And I think it's incredible how brands are becoming more transparent, and sort of as we as consumers are putting on more demand to brands to actually know this information, because we want to do the best with our money, that then encourages them, if they aren't currently really in that field, to level up and do better for everyone, rather than just being a brand that's offering good tasting chocolate, but the people in Africa are really suffering with their health because they're just not really caring about that. This is really lovely to see brands doing. So do we want to talk about some brands that are really doing good things here in the world?
Absolutely, yeah. So obviously one of my favorite
we're gonna say is my one true bay. Like it has to be same as you, I think, Umbar.
Yeah, Umbar, yeah, that's it. That's one of my top favorite ones. Yeah.
Which flavor is your favorite?
The new hazelnut truffle one. It's amazing. I mean, hazelnut and chocolate are always a good combination, and they just made it even better. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I need to try this one. So my favorite at the minute, but I haven't tried that one, is the coconut and vanilla centers.
Yes, I had that one the other week. It's so good. It's really creamy because of the coconut in it as well, but it's not dairy free, which is another thing that just amazed me. They made the creamiest dairy free vegan chocolate, and I was like, this is amazing.
That's what it is. It's the creaminess, because I love that. So I would have loved, you know, like Kinder Maxis, you know, that real like creamy chocolate. It's just how creamy it is, and then with like the indulgent layer in between the chocolate of the coconut and vanilla, it is literally a dream in your mouth.
Yeah,
So yes,
absolutely. I know.
bar is definitely going to be up there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They advertise as bean to bar, like you say. That's one of the key words people can look out for,
Yeah,
is bean to bar. And what that means is that it goes straight from the cacao bean, and the farmers there are making the bars, and it sort of cuts out the middleman, which is
yeah,
another way that they can then save money and sort of direct more of their profits back to the farmer, because you're cutting out the middle guy of trying to do
yeah.
more marketing and sell it to like a big supermarket to then get it to us. So bean to bar is one of those phrases that people can look out for that sort of indicates a bit more effort and a bit more attention has gone into making those kind of products. And not only that, but Bar actually pay, I think it's 42% over the fair trade normal wage to their farmers. So that goes to show you just how much extra they're actually giving back to their farmers and their suppliers, which
Yeah.
is one of the reasons why I absolutely love them, and I highly recommend people to check them out.
Yeah, Hazelnut Truffle and Coconut and Vanilla Centers is a very good place to start with bar, right?
Yeah, definitely. Any of the bars are
Just
great to start
any,
with.
yeah. The buttons, I mean, we could go on for days here naming off every single product, but like, yeah, they're just a very, very good brand, very ethical, very mindful of every action they're taking, which is really to be commended, I think, and to be replicated. They're
Absolutely, yeah.
setting a very good standard out here in the world.
Yeah. What would be your one of your other favorite brands then?
So they do truffles and ice cream, and I have very much been addicted to them for years, which would be Buja Buja.
Oh yes, I've tried the truffles before. I do quite like the little mini truffles you can get in the little 2-pack.
Yeah, they're a nice little snack. I remember one Christmas, I think I got about 12 boxes of 9 truffles, and I got like, there's different flavors. So there's like espresso, ginger, and hazelnut. You'd probably like the hazelnut maybe the most.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But they're just indulgent without being like too sweet, you know. They're really nice, I think, like middle ground between being like really creamy and overly intensely dark.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then obviously
absolutely.
all their ice creams. I don't know if you've tried them, but I'm pretty sure I've had like every single flavor now. For many years, invested in a tub, 199 per day. That's my
Wow.
confession of the day. And then I got to the stage where I was an adult and thought, I actually can't really afford to be expending 199 per day on an ice cream. But like, it just goes to show you, you know, whenever you really love a brand and you support, like, you know, you want to, because I could have just bought, you know, a cheaper ice cream easily, but because it was Buja Buja, I felt like they deserved my money because I knew they were a good brand, you know, very minimal ingredients, you know, you're just, I don't know, you feel like you're doing a good thing and eating your ice cream. It's all like sunshine and rainbows, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, actually one of my other favorite brands, again, it sort of centers around chocolate at the minute, but we can expand later on to other products. But another one I like is Aduna. They actually
Yeah,
create powders, and sometimes they used to have the little snack bars as well.
yeah,
And I love their cacao powder because you can use that in everything, and you can make your own chocolate flavor thing. So, you know, if you wanted to kind of
yeah,
reduce that cost a bit and save your ice cream for a Friday night treat, people can make a little bit of like chocolate banana and ice cream and add a little bit of their cacao powder in. Not only is it absolutely amazing for you because it's super high in antioxidants, and they actually got that tested, but they're another company that supports their farmers and does give them that better wage. And you see all over their social media pages, I highly recommend people go check them out, that
yeah,
they're always going over every couple of months and interacting with the farmers that they get their supplies from. They're always checking in on them, you know, how are you doing, how are the farms going. And I love the products that they're creating. And again, it's another one of those brands that I really recommend people check them out. And they also do the baobab powder, which I love. Has like a
yeah.
lovely tininess that goes really well with like blueberries on top of porridge or something. It's so good.
Yeah, and everyone can check out your page for some like interesting recipes. I think you do some quite different things, you know. It's like you sneak things into ordinary recipes. So this is what I sort of think about you, that you're adding extra nutrition into, you know, muffins or your pancakes or waffles or whatever it is, that you're sort
Mhm.
of sneaking in more nutrition and goodness and as much superfoods as you can, just packing it full of things that really won't oftentimes affect the taste as much. They're still just as good or even more delicious. You're just getting more benefits to your
More
health.
goodness in there. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm all about. Like eating like a champion, you can interpret that in a different way. You know, you can eat all the great foods that you like. You can make healthier versions of things that you love just with better ingredients, like you say. Not only does it taste good and it's good for you, but when you're buying these products, then you're also able to support a good supply chain and good brands as well.
Yeah, so it is a good thing all around. And Aduna in particular, I don't know whether you've seen yet, but they just launched new cacao nibs yesterday. So brand new product for Aduna out there. So we'll have to try them next.
Oh yes, yeah, definitely. Is there any other products you like from the sustainability point of view or anything like that?
Yeah, wanting to mention the brands that I have who have contributed to and that I've collaborated with to feature in my book. So, you know, I've chosen these brands in particular because I love them and I know they're good people and they are doing good things. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Ombar and Buja Buja, obviously, and the Raw Chocolate Company are another one.
Yes, I just had some of their Vanoffee salted cashews
Oh,
the other day.
Banoffee anything, the Banoffee mulberries, the Banoffee, oh, how good.
Yeah, again, another good company using high
But you
quality
just,
ingredients.
yeah, you can get like the wee packs. Now, I have bought the big packs, but that can be quite dangerous. You know, but the wee packs are such a nice wee size and they're, how lovely are they? They're really, really different.
So cute when they come in those little packages as well, aren't they?
Yeah, you feel like a child again. 'Cause I don't know whether you would have brought in like in your lunchbox or something, Joe, like that wee packs of animals biscuits or the Marinette
Yeah.
cookies or something. So you kind of feel like you're back living your child dreams, eating your wee mini packs of like indulgent and healthy and doing a good thing for the world chocolate.
Yeah, yeah. And also a lot of these products are naturally free from a lot of the major allergens, which I often hear from people, especially like, you know, mothers trying to feed kids
Yeah.
or give them treats that they have certain allergies. And a lot of the brands that we're talking about are free from things like refined sugar, gluten, dairy, you know,
Soy.
eggs because they're vegan, things like that. Sometimes that's quite hard to find, you know, healthier snacks for kids to enjoy that are also nutritious and free from.
Soy as well would be another one. Yeah, which is brilliant because I think that's crucial to mention actually as well, that for mothers making choices for what to feed their children and, you know, choosing snacks and stuff, because obviously like children are so oriented towards like that sweet, and you know, whenever you are going to the shop they're like, oh mommy, can I have this, can I have that? And so like actually a lot of these things like the Raw Chocolate Company and stuff, for example, and Lombard, you know, that a lot of them aren't like mainstream in like your local shop or something, for example. You
Yeah.
know, they are coming to be more about, but that oftentimes it will maybe take you to go to a more local shop or your health food store, or yeah, to actually source the
Even
food,
check
or
them
else
out
you
online.
online, yeah, and
Yeah,
order
even
online.
sometimes I get great deals on like sometimes Amazon if people
Yeah,
are quite often on there, and sometimes they can have like vouchers, you know, someone might get you an Amazon voucher for your birthday. Go on and check them out there, and you can often buy them in bulk, which then reduces the
yeah,
price as well, which is another great way to get a better deal, more affordable for people. So any which way you can, you know, source them is
yeah.
great.
I've definitely bought bulk buys of chocolate and even like other things like pastas and stuff from good brands, you know, on Amazon, and you can actually get a very good deal. And often keep your eyes peeled on these social channels because they often do, you know, sort of share a discount code or something. So that's
Mhm.
really a good time to stock up.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you
Another
think
one,
of?
Joycey and
Oh,
Dan.
Yeah, I know you're quite fond of those ones. The little is it the peanut ones that you tried recently?
No, you recently bought me the Doisy and Dams buttons.
Oh yes, the chocolate buttons. It was one of our other friends that tried the peanuts recently, and she
Yeah,
absolutely loved them.
it was Melissa. I saw her actually sharing those. I haven't got those. They look like little M&Ms kind of thing. Is that
I
what
think they're meant to be, yeah, sort of like a little nod to that.
So you haven't tried them yet either?
No, I haven't tried them yet.
But yeah, they're another very good, and you can read a lot on their website and everything about, they're a very transparent brand, and you can just see like all the different areas in which they are being completely clear about everything they're doing in that
Yeah,
area,
it's
which
always,
is really, it's great to see.
yeah, that's another good thing is that a lot of brands are starting to become very open about how they source their products or the charities that they contribute to, because they're becoming aware that, you know, the demand is now growing for that kind of thing. And I love that now a lot of them are B Corp certified, which is
Yeah,
that kind of certification you can get, which is an indication of how well you treat not only your suppliers, but how your product influences the environment. So a
yeah,
lot of the products may be like carbon neutral, or they're using packaging that's like biodegradable or easily to recycle, or has already been made from pre-recycled like plastics or things like that. So yeah, that's another thing that people can look out for
yeah,
whenever
because
they're
that's a
going for
totally
products.
separate topic, that we could delve into, the whole plastic pollution and how brands are like really being sort of pressured into being mindful over their packaging and stuff, as us as consumers are really being aware of this plastic pollution problem in our society, that we can see what's happening in Australia and just our world and atmosphere, that it is something that definitely can be improved on, and if we can help that in any way, then yeah, if we're in the position to, then it's a great thing to do.
Yeah, just there's another brand that popped into my
I
mind there for
wanted to
multiple
mention one
reasons.
more as well to make mine five, but who's yours to see if they're the same?
So mine is Pippin Nut, and so they
Okay.
do like the peanut butter and the almond butters, but they
Yeah.
do high oleic versions of peanuts, which are a little bit healthier
Yes.
because they're higher in the monounsaturated fats, which are more stable as well and heart healthy. But they also, again, they're quite good to their suppliers, and their new chocolate nut butter cups. They source their chocolate from a single origin, which means again they're kind of working with their farmers. They're sourcing it from one person. They're cutting out the middleman. Again, it sort of makes the supply chain a bit easier and a bit cleaner, for lack of a better word. So they're another brand, and they also have donated to a lot of charities recently, particularly food banks in the UK. When, during sort of the height of the pandemic, they were doing things like that. And I think they're also B Corp certified. So
Yeah.
again, it's just another brand to make people aware of that. Yeah, you can buy the sort of the cheaper, there's other certain brands of peanut butter out there, and they're maybe easier
Of
to spread
course.
for a certain reason, but or certain ingredients in them. But when you sort of move to the more natural ones, yes, they do have a bit of oil on top, but you just stir that back in. That's totally natural. These brands are usually higher quality, and again, they give more profits to their farmers. So again, you're supporting a better brand and a better product. So that's just something that people can maybe keep an eye on and sort of
Yeah.
play around with if they decide to do so.
And they are available in your local supermarket. They're very mainstream, which is great
Yeah.
to say that we don't need to actually go somewhere special or different, and that they are actually, yeah. So, I mean, you could easily just pick up them, and they are delicious. I need to try those nut butter cups. They sound insane.
Yeah, the chocolate nut butter cups. I think there's a peanut butter and is there a hazelnut one? I think there's
I
dark
think
chocolate peanut butter and dark chocolate
there's an
hazelnut.
orange one and a purple one. So I think I would like the purple one because I think it's the hazelnut.
Yeah, and then the red ones, there's like a dark chocolate peanut butter one. Yeah.
I must try them.
You can get them now in Asda as well. Now the Asda apparently have like a vegan aisle. I'm
Oh
pretty sure
yeah,
I always see
yeah.
them in there. If people want to just shoot straight for that, they can easily find them there.
Yeah, it's quite handy that the supermarkets are more segmented now, so we can just go to our section and get everything we need.
Absolutely, and it makes it so much easier.
I know, right? Than hunting round like a blue horse fly, looking everywhere for what you need. So the last one I wanted to mention which you had, well, we had talked about whenever it was happening at the time, that we're not really going to delve into the whole issue of today because it's a whole other thing in palm oil. But Gatto, who are another company who are very transparent and honest and just showcasing their journey and how they're actually trying their best, you know, potentially against what maybe others would have said would have been better, but they've done their research and sort of come to their own decision about what they feel is best for the planet and people. And yeah, they do incredible cookies with a layer of magic in the middle, and yeah, they're fantastic, right?
Yeah, they are. I like their little mini raspberry ones. They're sort of the original ones that they first come out with. You can still get them in like Holland and Barrett. It's the little mini cookies, and it's like the raspberry one. Have you ever raspberry and almond butter? Have you ever tried those?
No, I've never.
Oh my God, you
What?
haven't? Yeah, they're made with like oat flour, almond butter, ground almonds, freeze dried raspberries, and I love that because it's like the creaminess from the almonds and then like tanginess from the raspberries. You have to try them. Go to like a Holland Bar and ask for them, or see when they're next on offer. Honestly, they're
I
really
hate
good.
those. I think, are they the way like wee snack packs as well, like kind of like the Raw Chocolate Company bags?
Small packs, yeah.
Okay, I know you've just got me craving this so badly because I love chocolate treats, but also at the same time I want like a fruity one. Do you know what I mean? Like I want both.
Yeah.
So those raspberry ones sound insane.
Mhm.
Raspberry and almond butter. Yum.
Yeah, no, definitely check those ones out.
I will 110%. So, is there any other? Do you think we've made? I think we've actually named. Well, we've named 7 there. So I think that's a good, you know, amount to be mindful of to get started if you've not tried any of those products. That that'll be
Yeah,
your,
definitely.
your money spent for this month.
I'm sure, yeah, I know, yeah. Just hope that's giving people a bit of a glimpse into what kind of things to look out for, or brands just to even check out and maybe share with other people as well if they do enjoy them.
Yeah, and to hear your knowledge on the backstory of that, you know, because I think that's really important. You know, it's all well and good us sitting saying here, oh, try this, try that, but without really knowing like why, you know, that bigger purpose behind it, you know, with the different quality between the products that they might be feeding themselves and their children in Africa compared to what we're privileged enough to get here in the UK, that, you know, that gives you a better incentive and reason to really put your point towards these products and these brands, you know, actually having that there sort of greater purpose.
This is it, and I love it when the supermarkets do bring out products such as Pippin Nut nut butters in the supermarkets, because if we start spending our money on products like that and less on the big bags of multi-packs of crisps or other less good quality chocolate bars more often, then the supermarkets will have to start listening to that, and they'll
Yeah.
start to see that the demand is there, and then obviously they will start supporting more of those types of products. So this is how it starts. If we create the demand, they will then eventually meet the supply.
Yes, 110%. It's all about that supply and demand. And without us buying them, then these brands can't really continue doing what they're doing, right?
Exactly, yeah. So again, that's just something for people to keep in mind. And when you do have that little bit extra, you want to get that treat or that higher quality product, definitely keep those brands in mind.
Yes, well, I think that is a lovely way to finish up. I think I have created a little template for people to share their 5 favorite planet friendly brands.
Yeah, sounds
That,
good.
yeah, that we can all sort of tag, because it's all about sharing. Sharing is caring. And the more we can make people aware of brands doing good things, it puts pressure on the other brands maybe not doing so well to do that too, and really pushes the message out there to be supporting these ones that are doing well.
Absolutely, yeah. Like that's a good way to summarize it.
Yeah, do you want to tell everyone where they can find more about you and your recipes and everything that you're doing? Can people find you in this world?
Yeah, so I'm on social media on Instagram at Don't Frig With My Food, and I also have a blog as well. I try to put out, regular content each week. Sometimes it's educational stuff, little tips, and other times it's recipes. And I also tend to tag the types of products or brands that I use, just so people know where to get them, or if they wanted to check out the brand themselves and what they're all about.
Yeah, which is really, really helpful. And you are offering as well private
Oh
nutritional.
yes, I can do some one-on-one coaching if people want to sort of gain more insight or information into how to better improve their dietary choices, and again just choose the more nutritional option and how and where to source these brands. Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll just best place to message you through your Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
Fabulous, darling. Well, it has been really, really insightful and enjoyable speaking with you. I do feel like that's been really, really helpful for people. Maybe a different sort of topic and way to talk about eating like a champion than maybe people would
Absolutely.
have expected. But I do feel like it's very necessary and actually quite, topical in our world right now that this is a good thing to, if you are in the position, obviously, to be exploring and to even, just be mindful of and increase your awareness on this.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
The more we know, then the better we can do.
That's what it's all about. Exactly.
Well, I will chat to you very soon. Appreciate everything you have enlightened us with this day.
Thank you so much. You too.
Thank you, darling.
Bye.
And thank you, as always, for watching. I'd love to know your favourite brands as well, so drop your tastiest treats that you like to indulge on in the comments below. Anyone else spending all their money on snacks and desserts? But we're supporting people, so we're doing a good thing in the world. It's all justified. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another one. Join in with our challenge on my Instagram at Surviving Now Thriving. And I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love.